Hello everyone, welcome back to Believer Science Academy, Bengaluru. This is topic of the day discussion session. In this session, we'll be discussing about Bhopal gas tragedy, particularly about Bhopal waste. That is, can Bhopal waste be safely disposed of? We'll be discussing about this topic. So, why it is in news? It is in news because the Madhya Pradesh High Court directed authorities to dispose of the hazardous waste nearly 40 years after the 1984 Bhopal gas tragedy. Okay, so it is almost 40 years since the Bhopal gas tragedy happened, which killed over 4,000 people officially and up to 15,000 people unofficially, and left thousands more injured or disabled. Okay, so these are the victims of Bhopal gas tragedy. There are many people who died unfortunately because of the tragedy. We'll see what is the tragedy, but we'll now understand the current issue. So, what are the actual plans for hazardous gas leak waste? Okay, how you are going to dispose them of? First is transportation. You have to transport the waste from the area to the nearby treatment plants. About 358 tons of hazardous waste from the Union Carbide facility in Bhopal has been transported to the treatment, storage and disposal facility in Pithampur, Dhar district as per the court orders. Okay. The High Court directed to transport or treat the hazardous waste. As a result, they have taken this treatment or waste to a treatment facility which is present in Pithampur, Dhar. Then, next will be the incineration process. The waste will be then incinerated at the Pithampur TSDP facility for 3 to 9 months, depending on the emission and the safety assessments. Okay, what is incineration? That is, they are going to burn the waste in a enclosed area, enclosed environment. Then, what are the emission controls? Okay, once the incineration happens, it is going to emit certain gases, so that will be controlled. That is, the incinerator will use 4-layer special filters to ensure that the smoke emitted does not contaminate the environment. Okay, so the smoke being emitted by the treated incinerators will be caught by the 4-layer special filters. Okay, they are going to filter the emissions and only the and the smoke will be made sure that it is not contaminating the environment. Okay, then post incineration measures, or after incineration, the ash will be sealed using a 2-layer membrane and buried in a landfill to prevent contamination of soil and water resources. Okay, so you can understand the gravity of the waste here. Okay, so first they are incinerating, then they are having 4-layer filters so that the smoke doesn't escape. After that, the smoke is collected and then buried in a 2-layer membrane or landfill. Okay, because that waste has a capacity to contaminate soils and water resources if it is not properly landfilled. Okay, then it will be supervised through experts supervision, that is officials from the CPCB, that is Central Pollution Control Board, and the state pollution control boards will oversee the process to ensure compliance with environment standards. Okay, so the process is a holistic one. It is a long labored process. However, and how much has been allocated for the process? Okay, what is the financial outlay aimed at treating this waste? That is, the central government has allocated 126 crore rupees, that is $15 million, for the incineration of waste and safe deposition of the residue in the Pithampur landfills. Okay, so it is a holistic process. They are taking every care so that it doesn't lead to another Bhopal gas tragedy. Next, but we all know that in the recent news, like everyday newspaper, there is a article which is talking about protest in Pithampur. Why are they protesting? What is about health and environmental concerns of Bhopal gas tragedy. That is, the residents fear the incineration of toxic waste could lead to harmful emissions affecting air quality and public health of the surrounding districts or surrounding areas. Okay, and then legacy of the Bhopal gas tragedy. That is, the 1984 gas tragedy left lasting scars on the local population, heightening concerns about any activities involving hazardous materials. Okay, that scar, that is the long lasting scar that is left behind the Bhopal gas tragedy. Okay, people have had that in the mind that Bhopal gas tragedy can happen in Pithampur because of the waste which are being disposed in Pithampur as well. Okay, that is the reason why the people of Pithampur are against the like Bhopal gas tragedy waste treatment as well. Okay, then community mobilization, that is, there are certain groups like Pithampur Bachao Samiti have organized protest demanding the waste be returned to Bhopal instead of being incinerated locally. Okay, why are you bringing the waste which has caused so much of death and destruction in Bhopal to a village called Pithampur just because we have the treatment process? Okay, so treat it somewhere else instead of bringing it to Pithampur because it is going to affect the locals here. That is how they are trying to mobilize the communities. So that is the current issue. Now we'll understand what happened in Bhopal gas tragedy. Okay, what actually happened in Bhopal gas tragedy. So there was a chemical leak of 40 tons of 40 tons of methyl isocyanate. Gas occurred at the Union Carbide India Limited pesticide plant on the night of December 2 and 3, 1984. Okay, so there was a 40 tons of methyl isocyanate, that is the gas which resulted into tragedy, and it was gas leak occurred in the Union Carbide India Limited, which is a company which was a pesticide plant which was present in Bhopal. Then the immediate impact, as soon as the gas leakage started happening, it led to over 3,787 official deaths were reported due to the gas exposure, while unofficial estimates range up to 15,000 to 20,000 deaths. Then over 5,58,000 individuals are injured, many of whom continue to suffer from long-term health effects. Okay, many people even now are suffering from the like ill effects of this gas leakage. Okay, this is considered as largest industrial tragedy in the world. Okay, even larger than the Chernobyl nuclear explosion. Then causes are operational failures, inadequate safety measures, and negligence were identified as key contributors to the disaster. Okay, even before this tragedy, there were certain issues which were highlighted in Bhopal, this Union Carbide India Limited gap pesticide plant. There were certain individuals who went missing or who died because of various reasons. However, they were not looked into and the safety measures were not taken, which ultimately led to a grave human disaster. Okay. Now, what are the challenges present in safe disposal of waste? That is of Bhopal tragedy. One is there are technical barriers, that is ensuring safe incineration of waste while maintaining air quality standards requires advanced and costly technology. Okay, because it is not any simple plastic waste or electromagnetic waste or electrical waste. It is a waste of a harmful gas. Okay, that requires extra technology and which is very costly and which is very advanced. Then community opposition, that is protest fueled by the past experiences and mistrust hinder smooth implementation. Okay, this is another reason. Then environmental concerns are also there, that is even with strict controls there is a risk of contamination of air, water and soil during the disposal process. This is also should be taken care of. And finally, the regulatory oversight, that is effective and independent monitoring is critical to ensure adherence to safety and environmental norms. Okay, so moving forward, what should be the way forward is strengthening public engagement and transparency, that is conducting community outreach programs with scientific experts to address fears and provide transparent communication about the disposal process, safety measures, and environmental safeguards. That is, we have to create awareness among the people that it is not going to be another Bhopal gas tragedy, because adequate safety measures have been taken by the government. Adequate measures are provided at the plant. Okay, only then people will be at ease, only then this process can be taken forward. Then enhancing monitoring, that is implementing a real-time monitoring of emissions, air quality, and groundwater by independent experts during and after incineration. Okay, the monitoring should not be only at the initial phase but should also be at the end of incineration as well. Okay, that monitoring should focus on the emissions, whether the emissions are pure or whether the emissions are non polluting, and the air quality, whether the air quality is deteriorating or not, and the groundwater, whether it is also deteriorating or not. Then improving the technology and compliance, that is utilize best available incineration technology with state of the art filters to minimize emissions and ensure safe disposal. Okay, doing this we can alleviate the tensions which are present at the minds of people of Pithampur, and we can also ensure that the disposal is safe. Then to conclude the top, and again there is a need of policy framework, that is establishing a robust policy for managing legacy hazardous waste to prevent delays and community concerns in future cases. And finally, equitable resource allocation, that is ensure that funds are used efficiently for the disposal process while prioritizing public health and environmental safety. Okay, and finally, to conclude the topic, the safe disposal of Bhopal's hazardous waste is critical to addressing the decade-old tragedy, while incineration at Pithampur offers a potential solution. Ensuring transparency, community trust, and stringent regulatory oversight are essential to avoid repeating the environmental and public health disasters of the past. Okay, so this Bhopal gas tragedy and the issues arising because of the treatment of this Bhopal gas tragedy serve as a reminder for India to move forward with the caution. Okay, and to treat the legacy issues or the legacy waste in a better way. So this ends our discussion. For more videos like this, hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel. With this, I will end the video. Thank you.